What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another pre-draft prospect rebuild here on NBA 2K21. Today's video going to be called a Jonathan Kuminga Orlando Magic rebuild. I think a lot of mock drafts, at least that I have seen, do have him falling at number 5 at the Orlando Magic spot. That being said, the Orlando Magic also do have the 8th overall pick. Now, I don't know actually who they could end up taking here. I think it could be a variety of different players that do fall to that number 8 spot. So we're just going to be calling this one a Kuminga prospect rebuild. But again, we probably will go ahead and draft somebody at that number 8 pick as well. So before we get into this one, if you guys want to see more prospect rebuilds, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section, along with what team you want to see these prospects on. And as always, you guys have been doing pretty well lately with the subs. 40% of you guys watch this video still aren't subscribed. Let's see if we can, get that number a little bit lower, raise those subs a little bit. As always, I do appreciate it. So, Steve Clifford, I'm iffy on, he didn't get fired, did he? I don't know if he got fired or not. Jaden Paul, you're fired. I don't think he got fired. I could be wrong on that one. Yeah, you're all fired. I just want to clean house here, get my own guys in here. Head scout Cuba Gooding's fine. Assistant coach Josh Longstaff, and then we have to wait on the other one, and then Owen Masters. Yada, yada, yada. And the assistant coach, we will just take, Chip England. Cool. And then CFO is fine by me. Doesn't really matter. So, we do have the 5th overall pick. So, if Kuminga goes ahead of pick number 5, I'll put him on this team no matter what. But then again, I will go ahead and draft whoever falls to me at number 8. So, that being said, I guess I can just do this with you guys right here. Let's simply use your pick right now. See who went 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We take a look at the summary so far. Kuminga did not go, so they've been doing this a lot lately, man. A lot of these, I've done a lot of these prospect rebuilds now, and Jalen Green seems to go first overall quite a bit. Suggs, then Mobley. So yeah, Jonathan Kuminga is obviously going to be our pick here. We're going to sim up to pick number 8 now, see who's available on the board for us. So I think Jonathan Kuminga, he played with Ignite, obviously. I think he has a lot of potential as a two-way player. He definitely needs to work on his shooting a little bit. He's obviously very good at attacking the basket, stuff like that. But he's still a pretty raw prospect, in my opinion. But again, I do think he has a lot of potential in this league. So Greg Brown from Texas, then David Johnson from Louisville go 6 and then 7. Scotty Barnes is here. I can look at some prospect rankings as well. Jalen Johnson. So we just drafted a small forward. Davion Mitchell is still here. I mean, if we take a look, at this team right now, we're in an interesting spot. I mean, obviously, power forward, center, point guard probably already figured out, and then small forward, with drafting Kuminga. So I guess maybe the shooting guard spot. I mean, we have Terrence Ross here. Obviously, Cole Anthony's hopefully going to develop. We do have RJ Hampton. Damn. So, I mean, there is a decent amount of young talent on this team. So I think maybe best prospect available might not be a bad move. We did just draft a small forward. So if I'm going to go ahead and choose somebody here, I don't think Scotty Barnes is necessarily a bad idea. I think he's pretty criminally underrated, honestly, in this draft, if I'm being honest with you. I do like Davion Mitchell a lot. I got book night before. All right, we're going to go ahead and take Scotty Barnes. I think best prospect available with a team like the Orlando Magic is fine by me. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We also, I believe, do have the 5th overall pick in the 2nd round. Romeo Weems from DePaul is here. I honestly might just take him just because I know his overall, and a 72 for a 2nd round pick isn't bad whatsoever. So we're going to take him. We end up with 3 draft picks. Oh, he's actually a 69 overall. I'm pretty sure it said 72 before, but that's fine by me. Barnes is going to be a 75 overall for us. Kuminga is going to be a 77 respectively. Dwayne Bacon coming back. I'm going to hopefully get a 1st round pick for him. I also want to emphasize 100% to you guys, this is not a realistic rebuild whatsoever. This is your first time watching me. Stuff like that. So, take a look at the breakdown of this roster right now. Obviously, Fultz and Cole Anthony are probably going to be here long term. I think MCW is probably on his way out. I think Terrence Ross is probably on his way out as well. $20 million for Gary Harris isn't something I love either. So, we will, cross all these roads when we do get there, though. Chuma Okeke, I honestly kind of forgot we had on this team. He could be in some sort of bigger trade at some point in time, because I definitely don't mind the idea of having Scotty Barnes, our 8th overall pick, definitely get some development time. 4 years younger as well. Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba obviously here. A couple nice young centers here. So I really wish they played Mo Bamba more, man. I really, really do. And then Wendell Carter Jr. obviously came over in that trade with Vucevic with the Chicago Bulls. So that being said, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and trade Bacon, probably Terrence Ross, Gary Harris, and probably Michael Carter-Williams as well. So if I make any sort of big move, I'll show you guys. If not, it's just going to be all 1st round picks. So I'll see you guys either with a trader and free agency. So I made a couple of trades so far. Michael Carter-Williams went ahead and got me a 1st round pick. I just realized that Otto Porter Jr., James Ennis, both free agents for us that we do have bird rights on. Ultimately, I just really don't think that I do really need to get either of them back. I mean, maybe one of them back to back up, Jonathan Kuminga here. I don't think Romeo Weems is quite ready to have that backup spot yet. So we'll probably decide that at some point in time soon. I think I'm going to probably give Hampton at least 1 season of starting at that shooting guard spot. Again, still only 20 years old, so very young, probably starting lineup. But I don't really see a reason to change much. And I think Terrence Ross, he is on a 2-year deal, so he definitely could be here past his 1st season. But I'd like to capitalize on some value Again, I feel bad with Chuma Okeke because he was their 16th overall pick in 2019. He's on a very team-friendly contract, obviously, but I think Scotty Barnes has a ton of potential. Not saying that Okeke doesn't. I just think I'd rather go ahead with the guy that I drafted, especially in this video. So I think Okeke is probably going to maybe be in some sort of deal with Gary Harris or maybe Terrence Ross to get me a new backup small forward. So let's see what sort of options we do have there. If I do Chuma Okeke and Terrence Ross, looking for a backup small forward again. Doesn't have to be anybody crazy. Obviously, I want to get a decent amount of minutes in Jonathan Kuminga. Hopefully, he can develop, that three-point shot and stuff like that, along with that mid-range jumper. So Matisse Thybulle is not a bad pickup. Got another year team control pass this season. And obviously a tremendous defensive player as well. I can get Clint Capella. I would say Miles Bridges moving to small forward. I just get him a lot, and I think he's almost too good that he would take away minutes from Kuminga. Kyle Kuzma, the man himself, unfortunately, probably not going to happen. Jay Crowder brings some defensive presence, I would say. But I think Matisse Thybulle is honestly probably a little bit of a better option. We also pick up Seth Curry off the bench, so he definitely could be our backup shooting guard if we want to go ahead and move Gary Harris. So I actually wouldn't mind that. I think Gary Harris is on a larger contract, obviously only on a one-year deal as well. So we're probably going to go ahead and try to get maybe a first-round pick for Harris. Again, he's making $20 million, so that's easier said than done. So let's see what sort of offers we have. He's a 75 overall here for us, 27 years of age. And first-round pick from the New York Knicks. God bless you. All right, so I think this is probably how it's going to look here for year number one. Again, we're obviously still a very young and developing team. We added a couple, or I think there's just one real serious veteran off the bench. So still a very young team. Again, I don't really know how good we're going to be, but I do think there's a lot of potential both on this team in the future and now. So I'm excited to see what we can do. Obviously, going to have to decide who I do want to start at this point guard spot. I know Cole Anthony puts up absolute numbers if you do give him starting minutes in this game. So I'll have to decide that when we start the sim in the first year. I'll see you guys at the rotation. So we're here at the start of year number one for us in Orlando, as I mentioned previously. Really nice young core, especially in this starting five we do got right here. So, I think there's a lot of potential. Obviously, as I mentioned, I decided the point guard spot. I ultimately went with Markelle Fultz, both 2K. And I think he honestly does still have a bit more potential. I mean, former first overall pick. He's on a pretty decent contract for the numbers he eventually does put up in this game. That being said, will he be here the whole time? I don't really know. But hopefully a little bit of a career revival for the former number one overall pick. Alongside him, RJ Hampton, our backcourt. Obviously, Jonathan Kuminga, our 5th overall pick. Hopefully he can develop pretty nicely. Hopefully work on that mid-range shot, that three-point shot as well. And then hopefully kind of progress into the two-way player I'm hoping he can be. Jonathan Isaac, and then Wendell Carter Jr., bench unit, Cole Anthony, Mo Bamba, Matisse Thybulle, Scotty Barnes, and Seth Curry. So pretty interesting squad. Obviously, a lot of young talent, pretty much except for Seth Curry. So I'm excited to see what this team can do. I'll see you guys at the end of the first year. So unfortunately, this young squad here did not make the playoffs in year number one. Number 10 seed here in the Eastern Conference. Number 23 in the power rankings. Trae Young, your MVP. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year, fell to Houston at number 2. Detroit passes up on him quite a bit. Devontae Graham, 6th Man of the Year, found a new home in Phoenix. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Somebody commented it the other day, and I say it a lot in the videos as well. I think Jonathan Isaac's a tremendous defensive player. I'm hoping he's the same caliber that he was before his injury, but him winning 3 of these every single video, I'm kind of getting a little sick of it, if I'm being honest. I think somebody else should win one at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how about he works on winning one in real life before we just give him 3 in a row in a video game every single year? Like, I guarantee he's going to win one at least 2 more times. That's just my guess. RJ Hampton wins most improved, 17 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. Very solid, very efficient year for him. Steve Nash, 55 and 27 for the Brooklyn Nets. So a 10 seed, obviously not getting it done, 37 and 45 for us here in the playoffs. We can look at some numbers real quick. Cole Anthony, this is why I kind of do want to start him, just because, again, I mean, not like Fultz was bad, so I probably will have to make a decision ultimately. Honestly, Fultz was probably better. I mean, he had more assists, shot better from the field. Honestly, I was a little surprised by that. Okay, I can get that 3-point percentage up. Obviously, I know he had a broken shot and a whole bunch of other stuff going on, especially in his time in Philadelphia. But Kuminga's rookie year numbers, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, half a steal per game. Shot 49% from the field. Pretty good considering. Didn't he shoot what did he shoot at Ignite? I forget what it was. 32% from 3. I'm pretty sure it was like 26% from 3 in the G League. So not bad, but we will obviously hope to look to add another score at some point in time. Rebounds went to Wendell Carter Jr. and assists was Markelle Fultz. I am ultimately going to have to decide which one of these centers I do want to go with. I think Wendell Carter Jr. as a free agent this year, and then Mo Bamba does have another year. So I don't really have a point of keeping both of them on the roster, especially as they both develop. Both these teams, both these young guys do get better, and I definitely could maybe include one of them in a trade for somebody who can definitely help this team win a championship within 3 years. So league meetings time, as you all know, these always get rejected. Draft lottery, we are obviously in the lottery. I believe we do have our first round pick. We are projected number 12 right now. I wish we were honestly a little bit worse, but it is what it is. So we stay at number 12. Honestly, not that bad. It's probably going to be in a trade anyways. I'm probably going to try to move on from Steve Clifford. He's a B- and an A-. Like, Silas is here. D'Antoni. Billy Donovan is here. I might try to sign Billy Donovan. Just because he honestly has really solid ratings here. You know what? Let's give Billy Donovan a chance. He's got that grit and grind system, so we'll go ahead and give Billy Donovan a chance. If it doesn't work out, obviously maybe I'll look for a new coach next year, but again, we got to give him a shot. So 12th overall pick. We also have 20 from the Knicks. I believe that's from the Gary Harris trade, 2 in the second round from Indiana, and 12 of our own in round number 2 as well. So I'm thinking about making some sort of big move right now. Obviously, Jonathan Kuminga is the one guy that I'd say would technically is 100% locked in at that small forward spot throughout this video. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be moving Isaac. I think he's obviously tremendous defensively and does have a lot of potential, but Kuminga is the only one that's 100% locked in, without a doubt. So that being said, let's see if we can maybe get into some sort of move. So we actually are going to be doing this deal here with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Seth Curry, Markelle Fultz, 12th overall pick, heading there for D'Angelo Russell. And Torrey Craig, another guy that's just going to put up, 20 plus a game. He just averaged 25, basically a career year last year for him in Minnesota. So I don't want to not start RJ Hampton. I just think D'Angelo Russell is a very honestly underrated player in this league. I said at one point in time he was my most underrated player in the league. He's going to be starting at shooting guard for us. That one's not really up for debate, but I think RJ Hampton's still going to have a really good presence off the bench. So I don't really need any of these other picks. So the Celtics want to give me 2 future picks. Fine by me. We already have enough young talent on this team for a 3-year rebuild. So Cole Anthony, that does mean he's officially going to get the reins at the starting point guard spot. I think Wendell Carter Jr. definitely could be up for a trade. I mean, if we look at numbers right now, Mo Bamba per 36, 16, 14, 1.5, 46% from the field. And then if we go ahead and take a look at wherever the hell he is, the numbers for Wendell Carter Jr., he's more, 15, 10. And it's not like he's bad. I just think I honestly would rather have another year of a guy who's on a way cheaper deal. I mean, I know I could give Wendell Carter Jr. the qualifying offer, but ultimately I'm going to have to decide at some point anyways. Might as well to go ahead and get it out of the way now. So we don't exactly have a max contract here. Obviously, we just gave D'Angelo Russell a lot of money coming in with that trade. I think we definitely do have some assets to maybe clear up a little bit more money. I think Isaac would definitely probably have to go. But I don't know. I don't know really what I want to do right now. I don't really think we need to go ahead and sign a major free agent. I mean, every single starting position is technically set. So I honestly might bring back Wendell Carter Jr. for a year. I mean, I'm not just going to let him go for nothing, but I don't really want to change any of the starting spots right now, so I'm probably going to have to do that. So Wendell Carter Jr., I'm going to probably give his qualifying offer to right now. That's fine by me. We're going to go ahead and get him back. Obviously, he'll go ahead and accept that qualifying offer because 2K is broken as hell. So I do need to figure out my new backup point guard. I think, probably going to have to go with Thibault. I mean, I know we picked up Torrey Craig in that D-Lo deal, but I just don't think we really need him. And then we do have Romeo Williams as well, who again probably could be in a trades for, some other backup point guard. So I might try to throw these 2 in here, see what we have for options, at least if I go ahead and Torrey Craig, Romeo Williams. Just some sort of point guard, preferably one that's a little bit defensive oriented. Again, I don't really know. Beggars can't be choosers right now. Elfrid Payton. I could get Chris Dunn. I just do get him a lot, and I also don't really want to give up a first-round pick. Ah, brother. All right, it might just be, let's just go ahead and get a pick. Where the hell am I going here? Who wants to give me a first-round pick? Seriously? Nobody? Nobody wants to give me a first-round pick. All right, Pat Connaughton, welcome to the team. You're going to get traded for another first. And then I'm going to sign a point guard. That's what I'm going to do. Pat Connaughton, welcome to Orlando. You'll be here for 2 seconds. And first round pick from the Charlotte Hornets, fine by me. Ooh, wow. I forgot. We actually do have a little bit of money. I actually forgot we actually do have a little bit of money. I could send maybe Marcus Smart moving to that point guard spot. Pat Beverly's here. Doesn't really exactly fit the timeline. Oh, man. Not a ton of great defensive guards here. I mean, obviously, Pat Beverly is the best one available right now. I don't know. What is the defensive rating on Cole Anthony? He's a C+. I would just maybe prefer, Rozier's a B-. I could move him back down to the point guard spot. I don't really know. I mean, he has an offer from Charlotte, which he does like a lot. Ah, man. That's funny. Miles Bridges. It's funny. Okay. Could go Simons. All right. I think I'm going to give Pat Beverly at least one. I'm going to give him a 1-year deal with a team option. I'll probably give him, $7 million a year. That's fine by me. He's a little bit on the older side, but honestly, it's not a bad idea bringing a veteran, especially one as good on the defensive end of the ball as him. So he's going to be in here. If you guys don't know, I actually love Patrick Beverly. I think he's a little bit of a scumbag at sometimes, but I actually like him a lot. I know a lot of people hate him and they say he's hard to root for, but I like the way he typically plays basketball. Not when he's in D-bag and tries to, undercut people and injure them, but hard-nosed basketball is what I like. Sorry for the rant. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2. So year number 2 here for us in Orlando. Obviously a huge addition in the backcourt in D'Angelo Russell. I'm really excited to see what he can do. Hopefully end up being our leading scorer. I think him and Cole Anthony are going to be tremendous together. Obviously not tremendously good on the defensive end of the ball, but end of the day, all we got to do is score more points than the other team. And obviously, we have, you know, two really solid defensive players right here. And I think Mo Bamba, obviously, Thibault off the bench as well. So I think we're fine on the defensive end of the ball. You know, hopefully Kuminga is getting better at defense and turning into the two-way player. I think a lot of people do think he can be. Jonathan Isaac probably going to win at least one more Defensive Player of the Year award for us, because that's how it pretty much goes every single time. And Wendell Carter Jr. is still higher overall. The game wants me to start him over Mo Bamba. I mean, I know per 36 numbers isn't everything. I just think Bombas are better, and you know, it's not a crazy difference, but I just think we're gonna get similar production from both of them, and obviously they're both free agents this offseason, so I probably will have to decide, but we will cross the road when we get there. Matisse Thybulle, Mo Bamba, RJ Hampton, Pat Beverly, and Scotty Barnes as well are an 8th overall pick from the 2021 NBA draft. Pretty good per 36 numbers for him. All right. We're hoping to be in the playoffs this year. See you guys at the end of year number 2. So definitely a much better season number 2 here for us in Orlando. We are the number 2 seed here in the Eastern Conference, number 6 in the power rankings. Trae Young wins the 2nd MVP. Jared Butler, Rookie of the Year for the LA Clippers. They had the 25th overall pick. Okay, he's from 2021, not 2023. Or excuse me, 22. That's fine. Precious Achiuwa, 6th Man of the Year. Here it is. Jonathan Isaac, yet another Defensive Player of the Year. Jalen Smith, Most Improved. Nate McMillan, 62. And 20 for the Atlanta Hawks. So 54 and 28. I will take that. Obviously, much improved from last season. Look at some numbers real quick. D'Angelo Russell and Nicole Anthony, just a tremendous backcourt next to each other. Wendell Carter Jr., Jonathan Kuminga. I'd like to get maybe his numbers up a little bit. Hampton, Isaac, Mo Bamba. I honestly think that he scored less points. Yeah, he scored less points than he did in his rookie year. I mean, we obviously added a 25-plus point per game guy, but I don't know. I'd like to see him do a little bit more. But Chicago here in the first round, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Pat Williams, Aaron Gordon, and our old friend in here in Orlando, Nikola Vucevic. And obviously they're going up against their old friend, Wendell Carter Jr. So we do really... All right, this whole thing where I keep it young and try to develop these guys and don't go ahead and sign them, trade for a bunch of stars is probably coming to an end, because I'm getting sick of not winning at least one championship in these videos. So I tried, man. I really did. I really tried. So we're going to go ahead and hop through the draft right now. I don't think we're going to have any single picks. Thunder end up with number 1. Staff signing, Billy Donovan's still fine. He has good enough ratings. We're not getting a guy with better ratings. We could maybe go after Nick Nurse, but I do get him a lot. So we're just going to chill with Donovan. So, all right, we have the 17th, 19th, 23, and 26 picks in this draft. Holy hell. A lot of draft picks here. I think it could be time to make a big move, but then again, we only have Jonathan Isaac under contract, so I guess it is not time to make a move. So we're just going to get future picks here. I don't really care about these picks. They don't matter to me whatsoever. So a lot of free agent looks like we have. So we're not drafting anybody. Hopefully with a lot of team player options. Okay, we do. Beverly's going to come back for now. Free agency, Mo Bamba, Matisse Thybulle would like to get both of them on their qualifying offers. And now we're into free agency, and we have money for like a Joel Embiid. Okay, D'Angelo Russell's a free agent, though. That's a pretty important one. So he wants $31 million. Okay, so if I max him out, it's $33.59 million. And then I have to get one of Wendell Carter Jr. or Mo Bamba back. Probably going to do Bamba just because he's restricted. And so if I get both of them back, and then how many offers does like Embiid have? Embiid has 14 offers right now. Looks like he wants to go to the Rockets. Nikola Jokic is also here. He has an offer from the Nuggets. I'm not really going to be able to make this happen, am I? How much did I give D'Lo per year? Excuse me. I gave D'Angelo Russell 4 years, 150.5. So that's like what? I need a calculator. What are these other offers that teams are getting? Like, why does that even happen anymore? It's really dumb. It's like $37.5 million a year. God damn it. Okay, so if I'm going to get both of them back, I'm really not going to have to be. I'm not really going to be able to get Jokic back, or Jokic or Embiid. I think Jokic is probably the more likely of the two, just because he has less offers. He wants to come here. Okay, so if I let all of these guys go right now, I think I'm going to have to clear up more money somewhere, because if I do want to get D'Lo back. So Mo Bamba, I'm obviously not accepting. I'm going to let him go. So I have $28.9 million, and I gave him, what, like 30? I keep forgetting the contracts I gave people. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I gave him like $39 million a year, I'm pretty sure. 123.45. Jesus, that's 123.45 divided by 3 is 4. I did not give him $41 million a year. That might be with an option. Okay, I need to clear up money either way. So we obviously might have to move on from like Scotty Barnes and Beverly. I think that's definitely a possibility right now, but I'd definitely be willing to do it. If it does mean getting Nikola Jokic on this team. First round picks are fine. Just because, again, I want to win a championship. I don't really have fun when I don't win championships and rebuild. So I like to try to develop guys to the most I can. But ultimately, if it's just not happening, then I'm not going to go ahead and... Okay, wait a minute. Renounce rights. Renounce rights. Okay, we're good. Okay, wait a minute. I maybe could save like Thibault, but no, it's fine. All right, Nikola Jokic is officially on the squad. Just want to make sure. Yes, we do. So D'Angelo Russell, Nikola Jokic, officially going to hopefully be leading us in here in Orlando to a championship. So our starting lineup's all figured out. We need to sign a backup power forward, small forward, and point guard now. So that's a little bit easier said than done. I wouldn't mind Justin Winslow. Gallo, if he was maybe just a little bit younger. Good backup centers, but I don't really need one. What's Winslow's numbers been? We can take a look. Oh boy, really didn't even play in Memphis last year. Okay. I think I hate how these guys, like, I get it that you're not going to have 25-year-old free agents that I can afford in a mid-level exception, but the fact that they're 31 and they start regressing to like a 74 when they're 77 is kind of dumb, at least in my opinion. I think Bryn Forbes we can sign, probably look for in a trade. And then whoever else is the highest overall, I'm probably going to go ahead and sign. So that's probably going to be Reggie Bullock. I will figure out some trades right now. We're going to have to go ahead. So I'm fine with Satoransky as our backup point guard. I can live with that. I think Hampton's definitely going to remain here. Bryn Forbes, Reggie Bullock, and have to give me a small forward and a power forward. So let's see our options there. We're going to look for We're going to look for Bryn Forbes, 2 first-round picks. You need a power forward or a small forward, and we're basically going to call this one a day. Really? Cam Birch is going to power forward. That's fine. Is he? Okay, I knew he was in Orlando before. He's in Toronto now, I guess. Okay. And finally, we're going to go ahead and move Reggie Bullock for some sort of small forward, hopefully, and get this done, because I really think this team has potential to win a championship. Small forward, please. Oh, God. Could get KCP, and honestly wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, especially I think veterans do better. So KCP, welcome to the team. I'm going to move him to small forward. And we can basically call this one a day. So I believe we are all set. I will see you guys at the start of the third and final year. Third and final year here in Orlando. Obviously made some pretty big additions to this team, but I think they all are necessary, especially if you do want to win a championship. Cole Anthony, D'Angelo Russell, Jonathan Kuminga, Jonathan Isaac, and Nikola Jokic, officially a member of the Orlando Magic. Bench unit, RJ Hampton, Khem Birch, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Thomas Satoransky. So, I think our bench has definitely been better, but our starting lineup definitely has not been better than now. So, let's hopefully go get this done. So we went 68-14. Nikola Jokic, technically this would be his second MVP award. Unfortunately, I do have to sim the first season. So I guess technically this is his first. Did I say second? You know what I mean. But very deserving, 24 points, 15.5 boards, 8.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 53.5% from the field, 46% from beyond the arc for a guy who's 7 feet tall. Is crazy. Quentin Grimes, Rookie of the Year in Houston. Jalen Duran, 6th man. Jonathan Isaac, his 3rd straight Evens Player of the Year. Yeah, you kind of catch the drift. This happens every video. Just give me some variety at least. Patrick Baldwin, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it to somebody that just sucks on defense. Like, who do I want to... Like, yep. James Harden, 1st Stevens Player of the Year. Patrick Baldwin Jr., I know I'm going to piss somebody off with that. 68-14, as I mentioned. Billy Donovan, Coach of the Year. So, we got a 1 seed locked up. I believe Atlanta actually won the finals last year. So, Kuminga had a career year so far. 17 points, 8.5 boards, 4.5 assists. 48, almost 49% from the field. 30, still working on a 3-pointer, but again, I'm fine by that. I don't know how Atlanta goes from winning a championship to being an 8 seed, but we will see. Trae Young, Terry Rozier, Cam Reddish, John Collins, Congo. How is that an 8 seed? Like, we win in 6, moving on to the next year. Sharif Cooper quickly. Oh, God, they signed Kevin Durant. Oh, brother. Knicks fans just living their dream. We win in 6. Kemba Walker, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Press Achiuwa, Bam. I think we're pretty much better than them in most facets of our offense, and we do win in 4. Fultz, our old friend, Jaden Hardy, Anthony Edwards, Brandon Huntley, Hatfield, and Karl Anthony Towns battle of 2 elite centers here. And we sweep them. Nikola Jokic finals MVP. So again, I know I mentioned it previously. I do enjoy definitely going ahead and developing the young guys and hopefully getting them a championship. But in the 3-year rebuild, and I know a couple of you guys were saying, maybe you could do a 5-year rebuild with the prospect rebuilds. I would. I just have to get these out in time. I record my videos late at night, so. On that note, I record multiple videos at a time typically. So I could maybe try it at some point in time, maybe after the draft, once I know where everybody's, what team they end up on ultimately, and then I can maybe try that 5-year tactic of going ahead and developing these young guys a little bit more. So, I've tried it a lot. It typically tends to not work. Maybe I'll get 1 championship. Sometimes, in the majority of the time, honestly, I don't even get 1. So I do prefer, doing that method, but I think this method does work better. So you guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, if you guys have any other video ideas, even just non-prospect rebuilds, just regular rebuilds, or any non-rebuild video content ideas, feel free to leave those down below. As always, if you guys are new around here, could subscribe to the channel. Definitely does help me out a ton. Helps out the YouTube algorithm, and I really do appreciate it. So that pretty much wraps this one up. I hope you guys all enjoyed Jonathan Kuminga, Magic Rebuild. Magic fans in my comment section, let me know your thoughts on this one. Love you guys. See you guys all in the next one.